Adam.
Let's go, girls.
Da, 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 da.
Wow! Hello and welcome to the Bro You Haven't podcast with me.
Excuse me. It's International Women's Day, not International Boys Day. Hi, and welcome back to the Gal You Haven't podcast with me, Phoebe, and also joining me will be Michelle and Rachel, where we talk about all things women and all things women in gaming. Women. Me. I'm quite guilty because I don't actually listen to JJ's podcast, so
You don't listen to my podcast.
I don't.
Sorry.
I don't actually know how they start.
Same.
So hi, I'm JJ's fiance. I like video games, and I guess that's why I'm here today.
Your name's Phoebe.
And my name's Phoebe.
Well, I guess I should say that I am JJ's former housemate, but now Phoebe's friend. The backstory behind that. So yeah, I'm now Phoebe's friend instead of JJ's, and I'm Michelle. But thanks to JJ, I got into a few video games, and here I am.
And I'm Rachel, and I have lived with both JJ and Adam.
What a
And
lucky
that
soul
hasn't-
you are.
Yeah. It's been a lot, and I think it's really just time I talked about it. Yeah, I like video games. I'm not very good at finishing them, but
Me either.
oh, good.
I refuse.
Yeah, it's just you get to a certain point where you like it so much you don't want it to end.
Yes. See, JJ gets really annoyed with me because I haven't yet finished Breath of the Wild.
That's the same game that I'm struggling to finish. I'm
want
outside the castle. I'm about to fight Ganon or whatever, however you say his name, and I'm literally right there, and I just won't do it. I just won't. Click
No,
on the
I
game.
refuse. I flat up refuse. It took me forever to get to the last divine beast because I didn't want to. I also refuse to finish The Witcher because I don't want that to end either.
See, I did finish The Witcher, and I actually phoned JJ when I finished it because I got the worst ending possible where everyone dies, and
he killed
just
himself.
it was the worst. So I am going to replay it at some point. I was like, I want to finish Breath of the Wild, and then I also want to play Skyrim because I've never finished Skyrim before. So
Michelle, did you finish Skyrim?
Can you even finish Skyrim? I've got the one with all 3 DLCs, so that is taking me forever. I feel like I've been playing it for months.
Did you build a house?
Yes. No, yes. I'm in the process of, but I haven't touched it in a year now, so.
I literally always just start it, and then I'm like, oh, this bit will be really good as a different character. I'll go back and do the character creation because I just love that bit.
I've made my character too OP, like 100%.
What were you?
High elf, and my armor literally is like, yeah, no magicka goes when I'm doing destruction spells.
Oh.
They got a bit boring after a while.
too fucking OP.
I just got too OP.
What's another game that I never finished? I just don't like it. I can't think of any.
You just don't like it.
I know, I just don't like finishing them because I'm like, oh no. Rayman. I refuse to finish that. But that doesn't really have a story. I'm just a bit lazy.
Yeah, I think Rayman and Spyro are like things I play with my nephew, so I don't play it when I'm not with him. So that hasn't obviously been for a while now, but
Yeah, I'm a psychopath. I don't play things or do certain things because I think they give me bad luck. So I refuse to play Rayman because I think if I play that, the world will implode. And we're like,
I wish we could delve into the reasoning behind that, but I feel like if we did, it would be dangerous.
Yeah, I'm like this close to platinum it, and I'm like, nah, because every time that me and JJ play it, we have an argument, and I just can't be bothered. And you know what? We're playing a game that's really similar to it right now. We're playing Mario 3D World.
Super Mario 3D.
Yeah, and we fight the whole time that we play it because he just buggers off, and I'm like, I've never played a Mario game before, and I just spend the whole time in the bubble, and I'm like, ugh.
Interjecting, sorry, I shouldn't be, but JJ always has a go at me for running off in games, and I'm so
You do always
happy
run off
right
in
now.
games.
I do run off, but that's okay. But
No, it's not. So don't push, and Adam will be like, okay, brother, sending in an airstrike, bang, bang, bang.
Yes, that's me. But during this game, I'm playing Breath of the Wild right now. I'm going to try and sneak into Gerudo without wearing a female costume, just because it's the Gal You Haven't episode. So I'm going to try and work it out. But I'll be
Michelle,
back.
you need to buy it. You need to buy Breath
I
of the
know,
Wild.
I need to buy it.
Beautiful game. So beautiful.
But with that whole JJ thing, the thing is with playing a video game with JJ is it's his way or the highway. So if I'm trying to do something, right, or if I'm trying to walk off, or I'm like, oh, I need to learn, he's like, no, we're on a timer, come on, hurry up. And then I'm there in the bubble trying to figure everything out, and I'm like, brilliant, thanks. And he's like, sorry, do you want to do it? I'm just going to do it because I know what I'm doing. And I'm like,
I can absolutely believe that. Although this is turning from Gal You Haven't to JJ You Shouldn't.
Yeah, true. To be fair, I remember when JJ was trying to get me into Apex. As we're carrying on this, JJ tried to get me into Apex. As soon as we land, he'd be all kitted out and everything, and I'm just there. And he's like, "You ready, Shell?" I'm like, "No. What am I doing here, Jay?" And he's like, "Come on, man, we've got to find some dudes. Got to kill him." And I'm like, "I've got nothing on me. Tell me how the game
you know
works."
the rules, even though that you just don't have them yet. I'm going to get into so much trouble when this is finished, by the way.
So what are we talking about today? That's usually what Adam says, I think, to try and get everyone back on topic.
Women.
Being a woman.
Women Day.
Video. Oh, yeah, it's International Women's Day. Happy
That's
Vagina
exciting.
Day, everybody. Congratulations for having one.
And congratulations to those women that also do not have them.
Exactly.
So we're going to probably talk about gender representation in video games, I imagine.
Being a woman gamer.
Yeah.
How that is.
Oh, me and Phoebe on COD have experiences on that.
Should we start with that? Being a woman, being a
Being a woman.
being a woman playing games. So I personally hate going on voice chat because as soon as a feminine voice comes up, I get, oh, mate, it's a girl. We got a girl on our team. Da, da, da. And me and Michelle had an experience the other day where we were playing Call of Duty. And
Top 1% of plunder, by the way.
Top 1% of plunder. No brag. And then these guys weren't helping us, and we were getting absolutely obliterated in Boneyard, and popped on voice chat to say, can you stop camping and come and help us, please? And then it turned into catcalling.
Do you want my Snapchat?
Oh, you're probably not even that good at this game. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, we're doing better than you. We have better, our stats are better than you. And they just started being really vulgar. And then when we kind of were vulgar back, they were like, why are you being so mean? Why are you being so horrible? I was like, you started it.
I've never had the experience. I've never really played online. I try to avoid it because I've heard so many bad stories. But I guess the only bad thing that's happened is probably, like, I love all kinds of video games, but I really love RPGs, and I especially like really simple things that you can play, like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, stuff like that. And when you're like, oh yeah, I play video games, and someone's like, oh, do you play Animal Crossing? I'm like, yeah, but like I also play shooters and stuff like that. Like, that's not a feminine game. It's just a cool game to play, and it's fun. And maybe I want to collect all my fish and sell them to CJ. Okay, leave me alone.
CJ is adorable.
I haven't had CJ on my island in such a long time. But yeah, it's when you say that you play games, it's always like, do you play The Sims?
I
And I'm
actually
like,
do play The Sims and I love it.
why.
I did actually
love
have
The
something to
Sims.
say about The Sims. I think that it's a really I think it's a really progressive game because like I don't know, I think it was a few years ago they did an update and they made you like be able to create trans characters, which is just so cool. You can choose on the sidebar whether you have like a feminine or masculine build, whether you sit or stand to pee,
Yeah,
whether you can get pregnant. It's amazing. I think they're like way ahead of the game.
True that. Oh yeah, Cyberpunk does that as well, don't they? I haven't played that yet. I've watched you play it a lot. But yeah, you can customize your genitals to be how you wish them to be.
I love that.
Yeah, fun.
That's really
It
cool.
means I can, you know, represent my massive dick.
My third leg.
Great dong.
But yeah, that's what I'd say is the downside is obviously it's getting better being a whammon,
Whammy.
but it's still very much like when I was at high school, I had an Xbox 360 and I spoke to most of the boys in my year because none of the girls played on it. And the girls used to be a bit funny. Like, why are you talking to my boyfriend after school? I'm like, I'm not. I'm just playing Fable 3 with them. I needed to get the achievement where I had a baby, okay?
Oh, the one you have to do in front of the door.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it had
having
to
a
be from
baby in
another
Fable
world.
3 is amazing. I've just logged onto Animal Crossing, so I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. But yeah, because you needed to get somebody from another world and have a baby.
Yeah.
And that was
Need
the
to get married.
achievement I needed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always played video games, but I haven't massively had any bad comments from people I actually know. So like obviously I was friends with JJ and everyone at uni and they were never like, ooh, a girl gamer. Like never like that. And I mean Adam was like that, but that's just because he's a dick. But
What I would say though, Rachel, is that not that I wasn't like that, but I didn't discover my potential.
Rachel,
I didn't discover my potential or your potential whilst we were there. We were so busy with our just work and teaching kids and eating a lot of food and drinking way too much booze that there was one time that Rachel, actually I wasn't drinking this day. That's a fucking shocker, first of all.
that is a surprise to everyone.
we were
Josh
working
was
out-
here to be like, hey, what was wrong with you?
You know,
Alright.
when we get married, I think Adam might drink the bar dry.
No, I'm not going to. I'm pretty responsible. But what happened was this one time, I'm not responsible. One time, okay. We were working a Sunday, and we teach this like concert hall in Guangzhou. It's amazing. And I was knackered, and all the girls were like, "We want to go out." So Rachel was like, "Do you want to come out?" I'm like, "Nah, do you know what? Girls' night tonight. I'm gonna stay home, play my Switch or whatever." But so Rachel came back at like 11:30, and she stumbled in first of all, opened the door, and then went Brussels sprouts, and that was it. That was all I heard. Brussels sprouts.
what? I don't remember that.
Basically, she found this one place that had Brussels sprouts and had way too much to drink. So.
Oh no, that wasn't Brussels sprouts. It was a roast dinner. We found a place that did a roast dinner. It was amazing. I thought you were going to tell the story of where we went out and I got really drunk on iced teas and what are they called?
I'm sorry, you
You
got
got
drunk
drunk
on iced tea.
No,
Yeah.
not iced tea. What are they called?
It's different
The,
shit over there. Trust me.
Oh
Daiquiri.
yeah, they did not hold back.
Gets
It was
you
a
wavy
Long
now.
Island iced tea. And no one thought to tell me it has like 6 different spirits in it or something. And I was like, that tasted nice. And I don't feel anything, so I'll have another. And I had like 3. And then I was like, we sat at home on the sofa and I was like, I need to sober up before I go to bed because I'm teaching in the morning. It was like a really long car journey to this theatre. So I was like, I need to sober up. So we were like going to play a video game or something. And the room was spinning. It was bad.
There's one other story we've got, and this is our last Chinese interjection is that
No, I want to tell it
when we left the country.
Oh no, I was going to tell the one about Red Dead Redemption.
Oh no, can I tell this one? We'll tell this one first and Red Dead later. So Pokemon Sword and Shield came out. And we were super fucking excited to buy it. But in China, you cannot buy Nintendo games. Like, unless you get them on the black market, you just physically cannot get them. Or we didn't have connections to be able to find
Nintendo's
them.
Japanese, Michelle.
It's all home for me.
I was going, hold on a fucking second.
I was like,
wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Azu.
So we had to leave. To be fair, we had to do our visas as well, so it was okay. But we had to leave the country. So we went down to Macau, which is basically the Las Vegas of Asia. It's
where my brother lives.
He lives in Zhuhai, doesn't he?
Yeah, but like
that's on the border.
Like, you know, the bridge.
Yeah.
The big bridge.
See, Adam doesn't miss a trick, man. He listens.
Oh, it's right next door.
Yeah, but anyway, we actually went to Macau to buy this game, and we've spent less than 4 hours in this country. It took us an hour and a half to walk to the shop. We walked away. We played the game. We walked back. I bought another copy of it, and then we walked home. That was it. We spent like less than 4 hours in this country.
In fairness, we did go and look at a church that we looked up, like, what can we do in Macau? And we went to look at the casinos, and they all looked a bit crappy. And we looked at this church, and we were like, wow, that's a church. And then we were like, sat in Starbucks, and we were like, I just want to play this game. Can we go home?
Anyway. Gal, you haven't.
I have one more story though.
No,
I have one more thing about. So basically, there was one time where I think I walked in and I realized that Adam was having a mental breakdown because essentially he was playing Red Dead Redemption and it was like a big battle. So the music was blasting out with this battle and the gunshots and everything. But next to him on his phone, he had like hardcore metal music playing. And it was the combination of both of them. And I literally walked into the room because I think I was in my bedroom and I was hearing this. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I walked out and he was sat there like with this metal music and...
Why are you playing metal music while playing Red Dead?
The context to this is that I'd just gone through a breakup. I was back in China and I was playing a song, a Bring Me the Horizon song called...
Bring Me the Horizon, Phoebe. You're into stuff like that.
Which one is it? It's I said it once. I said it. He goes. I said it once. I said it twice. I said it 1,000 fucking times. That I'm okay. That I'm fine. That it's all just in my mind. I was blasting these on this game, but you helped me through it, so it's okay.
Oh, why don't you chat about some positive experience you've had? So, like, you play with a load of
men.
Just playing with men all the time.
I really like World of Warcraft. It's my favorite game. I've played it since I was 10. And throughout the years, I've been in lots of various different guilds, and I've made friends all over the world. It was specifically Norway. A lot of Norwegian people play World of Warcraft, and it's quite nice. I'm never really judged for being a wham, and but yeah, they're all really nice. We talk on Discord. It's very chill. That's a positive experience I have. I've never been discriminated against. There we go. Couldn't think of the word. So I guess that's one positive I've had.
I think one thing I could talk about is the fact I play D&D. I play Dungeons and Dragons. Have done.
You have a channel, don't you? Plug.
Oh yeah. I'm on a channel. It's called 1 in 20, and it's great fun. But yeah, I feel like even though a lot of people have said that there's discrimination in the D&D community towards girls, especially towards women who dungeon master, who game master, I actually haven't experienced any of it, and I've always felt super included in all of the games I've been in, and I've always felt comfortable, and everybody has always asked me what I'm comfortable with. You know, like there's always been someone who's like, oh, I'm going to put this storyline in. Are you comfortable with that? And I can always say no, and they just won't do it. And there's some things that, you know, it's like communication, and I love that. But yeah, I feel really welcome in that community.
Michelle, you're quite a new gamer, aren't you? Within the last 3 years?
Well,
She was the first person to get a PlayStation 5, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah. We won't even talk about that. Will we?
Out of sheer luck as well.
So you actually had quite a positive experience from the start, because one of the earliest games you played was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well, yeah, one of the like massive games that I've never played before, brand new to me, Horizon Zero Dawn, which Jay said to me like absolutely spoil on it, and I think I have, because I look at older games now. I just started Monster Hunter literally earlier today, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, my graphics are really good, but not Horizon good, because like my like obviously my bar standards. Yeah, my standard is now Horizon Zero Dawn, and now I'm always like,
what do you think of God of War graphics?
God of War graphics quite good. Enjoying it.
You need to play The Witcher. The Witcher has like some gorgeous sunsets.
I do.
The Witcher is such a good game, and there's a few really good female characters in it as well. Like so good. Oh, amazing. I actually have, I did some research, guys. I have some statistics if you'd like to hear them.
Go on.
So there was some studies done on E3
Stats
games.
aren't welcome here. Facts aren't welcome.
Be gone.
Be gone.
Okay.
Carry on.
You guys technically aren't here, so...
Oh, yeah.
Silent.
Yeah, bye.
I know, the patriarchy has taken over. I'll apologise. I'm leaving.
Do you really want to start that argument right now?
Yes, and there were some studies done on E3 games, and they looked at how many heroes in games were of different genders. So in 2015, it was 9% female leading, and 46% had female gender options, and obviously male gender options as well. But then in 2019, female heroes were only present in 4.8% of games, but multiple options went up to 66. So I'm not very good at maths, but it seems like we're given like more choice now, which is good. But considering that the rate of male heroes has never gone below 20%, 4.8 is despicable. So that's fun. But yeah, out of 126 games that these people tallied from E3, only 6 games had exclusively a female protagonist.
See, back in the day, like when PlayStation 1 was a thing and I started playing games, I think the only female lead I can think of off the top of my head is Lara Croft. That's it.
That's the big one.
But even nowadays, like you've got Horizon Zero Dawn. Can anybody else think of like a really big AAA game that's got a female protagonist other than Horizon Zero Dawn?
Oh, AAA? No.
You play as Ciri in The Witcher.
But she's not the main character.
No,
Do you know what? I'd love a Just Ciri game. I would be all over that like butter. But like AAA games, there's no just female leads apart from Horizon Zero Dawn, and I hate that.
I like that there's options. You know, I like that you can choose. So I love character creation. So Skyrim, Dragon Age, obviously Sims as well. I love that.
I started Monster Hunter because I was like, I really feel like making a character. So I'm gonna go on Monster Hunter and just started making my character and the little your little familiar.
Palico.
I know.
Love him.
Yeah. It just reminded me of what did you call yours? Doyle the Unbroken.
Yeah, Doyle the Unbroken. Yeah, he was one of my absolute favorite pals in a video game ever.
Aww.
Phoebe needs to play Horizon Zero Dawn. Have you played it, Rachel?
No.
So I've got a bit of a story about Horizon Zero Dawn. Me and JJ were in a video game shop, not one 2018? Yeah?
Maybe 17.
And we were looking at the Horizon Zero Dawn.
We got it in 2018.
And I was like, that game looks incredible. Like, I really want to get it. And JJ went, no, it'll be shit. It doesn't look very good. It'll be terrible. Don't bother. I was like, all right then. Flash forward a few months, he buys Horizon Zero Dawn and he goes, it's one of the best games I've ever bought. I was like, are you bloody kidding me? Are you actually being serious right now? He's like, I just don't like bows and arrows. I was like, that's your whole basis for not wanting to buy the game.
It is 100% of the game, though.
Yeah. And now all you use is bows and arrows and some things.
Yeah, that's true.
So who is your favorite female character in a video game?
Ciri.
Yeah, Ciri's a great one, isn't she?
Ciri.
Elaborate.
I just like I like witchy things, so I'm a little bit. I really like old witchcraft runes, that kind of thing, and Ciri has that kind of badass / witch kind of thing, which I love. Plus, her hair is white. I feel a very strong connection to white hair. It kind of feels like I've made the character. I know you shouldn't, but if you look a bit like the character, it does kind of help. Not saying I look like Ciri, I'm just saying hair color wise, it's quite, you're like, oh, it's me. So yeah, I'd say Ciri. I just really like her. I had her be a witcher in my game.
I don't really know, because I don't know a lot of female characters other than Aloy, now that you said it. I'm trying to think of every other game that I've played.
Would you mind if I said something about Aloy?
Yeah, go on.
So I think my favorite thing, well, because we probably won't have much chance to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn because I bring it up so much in the freaking podcast, but these two just refuse to finish it.
I've played it. I got to the end of the first world, the first area of the world. I loved it, and then out of nowhere, you get plunged into this like place where there's fucking robot dinosaurs everywhere. You know how I am. I panic, and then out of nowhere, I've got these dinosaurs trying to kill me, and I'm like, I don't need this stress. Life is too hard anyway. Like, but I will finish it at some point. Josh won't, but yeah.
But the thing is with Aloy is she's so independent, right? And she's not. What's the best way of saying this? She's not like.
She's not over-sexualized.
Yeah, she's literally just a girl who's out for herself, and she's a badass who's saving the world. She reminds me a little bit of like a Kim Possible kind of vibe as well. You know how she's not really bothered. You know, sometimes in the media, women are represented in a certain way where it's like, oh, you know, gotta find me a man and such and such. And there's a guy who like comes onto her, and she is so freaking cold with him, and like just brilliant.
Kind of the same with Ciri.
Yeah, kind of the same as Ciri. Yeah.
Especially at the start, like when, spoiler alert, blah, 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 blah. Spoiler scat, skippity bow, bow, bow.
Spoiler do.
So the end of sort of the tutorial period.
Spoiler do.
The end of the tutorial sort of section, she has to do a trial. And is she the only one to survive that? And she's got these really arrogant, sort of like little grunty little boys just like, you can't do it, you're a girl, ha ha ha, and they all get fucking slaughtered, and she's like picking off these people wearing masks one by one. She's epic. She's so cool.
Yeah, literally, all of them are like hiding behind a rock, and she's one manning this whole bandit like group, and they're all like, "Ow, help me! He's over there."
I really love Dragon Age. And there's a character in that called Morrigan, who is just so deep. Pardon?
She's like a mage, isn't she?
She's a mage, and she is just so deep, and her story is so good. And it's just all about her, you know. It's about her and kind of her mother, but it's not really about anyone else. And I mean, you can romance her in the game, but even then, it's more about she's just like, I go and like find this book and nearly die doing it for me. She's just like absolutely she's so cool. I love her.
Nice.
What were you going to say, Phoebe?
I was going to say about a character that controversially I think is a little bit weak. Zelda.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because Zelda is kind of I thought in
damsel in distress. Help me, I'm trapped. I'm fighting, but I'm trapped.
Yeah, I did think in Breath of the Wild that she was a bit better represented than the other games. I did think that it was a bit better that she was in there fighting. She wasn't just in there, I'm like Princess Peach, like trapped, and I'm staring out of my tower, and I'm a damsel in distress. It was like she's in there fighting, and I thought that was quite cool. She just needed help.
Her does not help.
Voice actress doesn't help. You know, the IT crowd. You know that episode where they play D&D and Moss does the female voice? Sounds like that. Link, goodbye. Hi.
Hello, Dark Harden. It is me
Hello,
who wronged you not 3 moons ago.
Sounds like Zelda. It's a great game, but
People of Pixie Hollow.
like I can't say her name. Abursa.
Abosa.
Abosa. She's a badass bitch. We like her.
Mm.
Mifa's a bit. She's cool, but oh my god, Link. So the only badass bitch I would say in the whole town of Gerudo is Gerudo town, isn't it? Yeah, Gerudo and Abosa. They're pretty good, strong women, but all of the others suck.
Yeah,
What about the fairy women who you have to pay so they can expose themselves? What do you think about that?
I mean, you know what? If people want to do that, and women, they can do what they want with their bodies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
at the
I
same
completely agree.
They have the power in whatever.
I completely agree as well.
Between her and them and Link.
If I had magical powers, I would definitely make some money doing it, you know?
At the same time, I always think they look a bit like drag queens. They're very.
They do.
yeah.
I think that was on purpose, to be honest. I think it's so strong that I think that was probably on purpose.
Yeah.
Another really interesting female character that I actually can't talk a lot about, but came up a lot in my research is The Last of Us, Ellie.
Oh yeah.
I haven't played it because I'm terrified of it. And similarly to what Adam said earlier, if something's too stressful, I just won't do it.
It is fucking
Oh,
terrifying.
Michelle
Don't
will
ruin
have
it.
quite a lot to say on this.
I'm playing. I just started it. Don't ruin it.
Okay. We won't ruin it.
No spoilies.
She's an amazing character. And when it comes to when it comes to like feminist views and bloody she's gay on top of that as well.
gay.
She's a lesbian.
Hell yeah.
Last of Us would have a
Yeah.
strong female though, wouldn't it? Then. As
Sorry?
well?
Yeah.
Last of Us.
Yeah,
strong
well,
female
The
lead.
Last of Us 2, you play as 2 strong females.
Yeah. I know a bit about Last of Us 2, but
Yeah.
not a whole lot.
The Last of Us 2 is definitely more of a game. The Last of Us 1 is like a movie. You just kind of watch it happen.
Very heavy rain. What's the other one?
Right.
Have you?
Detroit. Very those.
No,
kind of
because they have
games.
choices. This one you just sit and
Um,
fucking watch. Sorry.
Oh no, Until Dawn, I guess the same kind of concept.
Yeah, but Horizon Dawn's got amazing gameplay. Anyway.
I'd
sorry.
say that about God of War though.
Yeah, but that's got incredible gameplay.
Oh, okay. Does it?
Yeah. Yeah, play it.
He's just
I didn't
play it,
find
and then he moves the microphone to her face.
I didn't find it yeah, cool. It had a good story. It had fantastic actors. The fight scenes were very similar. And a lot of the game for me just felt like a lot of sailing in the boat.
Yep.
Thank you. That was what I watched. And I was just like, are you just sitting and talking?
Sorry, guys, I have to cut off a ring finger a second.
Yeah. Yeah, it just, to me, it was, oh, look, you're killing another Valkyrie. Oh, we're back in a boat. Oh, your son's on your back and you're climbing a cliff. And we've done the end. Cool.
Yeah,
he's that person. Oh, cool. Is that
I'm
it?
sitting you down and
I don't want to play it. I watched it. I watched you play all of it. It wasn't enjoyable.
The gameplay is good. What?
I
You really liked God of War.
I liked the story. I didn't think the gameplay was particularly. Why are you finding this a personal insult?
Just always said how good it is.
I think the animation's fantastic. The voice acting fantastic. Is it fantastic gameplay? It's a lot of walking, and the
look on
fights are
JJ's
quite
face
similar.
It's just
No,
absolute
No,
disgust.
the combat's really intricate. It's got all kinds of systems going on.
Okay,
I'm just good at it.
That's my opinion.
I have a question. Another one. I prepared some because I got nervous about not knowing what to talk about. So what was your first experience of a female character in a game?
Probably my own characters that I'd created, like in WoW and stuff, where you get to make your own. But more than often, it's recent games where women are the protagonists, like say Control or Horizon Zero Dawn. Control was a fantastic game. JJ's come back. I've redeemed myself. Control's a really good game. She's an interesting female protagonist, but until probably the 2010s, I can't really think of a game other than The Witcher with a decent female lead.
You have all the Resident Evil games. A lot of them are female.
Oh my god, Resident Evil Village! I would bang both of them, and I'm not even gay.
Lady Demetriou.
Stood on my face or two. Yeah.
Step on my face. Spit in my eye.
The witch and the tall vampire lady.
100%.
What about you, Rachel?
No.
Would you bang them as
I'd
well?
bang them too. I would definitely bang them both.
For your first female protagonist.
Oh, women in game are so sexualized. Anyway, if you want to bang these.
Anyway, so which
Oh,
woman
yeah.
would you bang in a video game? That's what we've.
Well,
resulted
actually,
to
that is
there.
really interesting because when I was doing my research, I typed into Google. I was like, "girls in gaming," and the first article that came up was like 10 hottest like girls in gaming, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's not what I asked for, but sure." So the first female character I think I probably had was I played a lot of Pokemon, so probably Misty or something like that. It's the girl gym leaders, you know, and to be honest, that was fine because there's never any difference between them apart from the Pokemon they have. So there was never any like you're weaker because you're a woman or anything, even though they were quite old games. It was just about the Pokemon they had. So that's probably that. Obviously, Lara Croft as well is an obvious one because she's kind of always been around.
What about you, Michelle, other than Alloy? Alloy Metal.
I honestly don't know. It's that thing where when you ask yourself that question, every single game or any single character that you know is just gone from your head.
Or the fact that they're all male.
Yeah, true. My Sims character played a really strong role.
Her traits were fantastic, yeah.
My Animal Crossing character carried the island
Bad bitch.
Oh yeah.
to a 5-star rating, may I say.
Oh yeah. Isabel is my favorite. She's not a very good representation, just sits down all the time and doesn't really do anything.
Does all the work, and Tom Nook the crook takes all the credit.
Yeah, she's just modest.
What do you think of things like, so now in Mario you can play as Peach and stuff like that?
I like that.
You like that?
She's not damsel in distress anymore.
Yeah, she's not
I
like
don't want to
that
pay a fat little plumber. I want to be the princess.
Yeah, it's like, you know, in I can't remember which one, but in one of the Shrek movies when Snow White's going like and then she's like
third one.
and she just starts fighting with the birds. That's how I feel about Princess Peach now being able to play.
Well, Shrek the Third, isn't it? Where all
Yeah,
the
Shrek
women
Third,
get
yeah.
badass.
Oh, it was so good.
That's probably the only good thing about Shrek the Third.
Yeah.
Shrek the Third.
Yeah,
Not the third Shrek.
Shrek the Third.
The third one?
Wholly
Big
forgettable.
massive.
It's forgettable, isn't it?
The
Yeah,
one after
yeah.
that, I think, is terrible. Although Fiona is a bad bitch in that.
Yeah, the bad bit.
Well, we've discussed this before. JJ, I brought it up and I said I quite like the fourth one because of obviously the Do the Raw kid.
Do the right.
And you went, and then you went, well, apart from that, there's nothing good in this fucking film. There's nothing better than that. Why do you like it? And I said I liked
like
it.
the fact
And
that-
then Phoebe said you quite like it. So where do we actually stand right now on the fourth film in Shrek?
No,
Rumpelstiltskin.
it was the villain. It was a bit. You can tell the actors in it are kind of losing faith a bit as well. And if you listen to it, if you watch it, you'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
There's another Shrek coming out, though, isn't there? A
Is
fifth one.
there?
I think so. I read somewhere.
yeah." Somebody once told me.
Jesus Christ. And they just stop going and they don't stop going and they don't stop going and they don't stop going.
Michelle,
What do you? Oh, sorry, Michelle.
Hello.
Go.
how come you got into games so late? What took you so long?
I actually don't know. No, because like when I remember when I was younger, like playing on the DS, I'd play Zelda a whole lot. Heavily into Nintendogs.
Oh,
but like
same.
I get sad when I think about mine because I assume that they're dead.
literally.
I
Just like
love Nintendogs.
funny story about Nintendogs. My mum and my sister got a hold of my Nintendo, bought a puppy and called it Stupid. And I'm not even joking, I cried. I was so mad because they called it Stupid. And they were like, stupid, stupid, look at your dog, it's stupid. And I was like, like, my Nintendo sold the bitch.
I think that I had a similar thing, except it was with my Tamagotchis, and I was like a hardcore Tamagotchi player. I had about 16 Tamagotchis, all
Oh
on
my God.
lanyards, and I would give them to my mum because my mum was working nights, so she was at home during the day. So I'd give them to my mum to like look after when I went to school. And there was one day where she slept. How dare she? And they died. Like 4 of them died, and I got so angry at my mum. And I was like, "You're not allowed to sleep. You were babysitting."
I left my Tamagotchi outside in the rain.
Oh no.
when
I used
was
to hate
younger.
it when they did the massive poos
Oh,
because I'd
yeah.
always forget how to clean them up. I'd be like, for God's sake.
I don't understand how you used to be able to play a game with 3 buttons.
True.
Mm,
No idea.
What's that about?
I loved it.
Technology.
Totally here for it.
Technology.
But then again, I had like 100 buttons because I had so many Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
You've seen though where like kids these days, because they're so used to screens and like touch screen, scroll, even like unless you own like a PS4 or like a Switch or something, you're not going to press buttons. So some kids are like young, they just swipe. They go up to like billboards or like these like screens, like advertisement screens, like in the tube, and just start like swiping. Like it's crazy. I remember like flip up phones and stuff, and like my Game Boy, and those are the days. But these kids, like they're so brainwashed into swipe that swiping.
It's like if you ask a young person now to gesture a phone, like they do this.
Do they?
We do this.
Fuck me.
Yeah. If you ask somebody to
For that-
make a phone
for-
gesture,
For those at home, yeah.
flat hand, not the finger guns, not shaka bra, flat palm.
I'm gonna test my sister in like 10 minutes after this. I'm gonna see what she says, because that blows my mind. She's only like 7 years younger, but like,
Whoa.
It's mad.
man.
It's like when I got my Switch though, and I realized it was touchscreen.
Mm.
Oh,
Because
was
obviously,
quite
like the
shocked by that
DS,
as well.
you had the touch screen at the bottom, and then just the screen at the top.
yeah.
So when I got my Switch and I realized I could touch the screen, I was like, "Oh, this is revolutionary!"
So the first Switch I got, I actually bought in Macau because I didn't have a Switch before that. I got the DS Lite and I got the Pokemon one that had the legendaries on the back. And I
It was
loved
fucking
so much.
cheap as well. Honestly, if
It's
you're gonna
so
go,
cheap.
okay, guys at home, if you're gonna go buy a game, go to Macau. It might cost
Yeah.
you £1,000 to get there, but games there. I bought a brand new Pokemon game that came out that day for £32. It's ridiculous.
British
Yeah.
imports
Came out
are
for like 60
expensive
quid
there,
here.
though.
I,
A bottle of wine in Macau is 20 quid.
I bought a Switch and like 4 games and I spent about £200. And when I sold
Decent.
it, because I wanted to get my I wanted to get a proper one you could put on the TV. When I sold it to do that, I sold my second-hand Switch for £180. I literally spent £20 on it.
Wow.
I actually probably less than that because obviously I bought all the games as well. But yeah, the Switch itself probably cost me like £150.
That's decent. It's proper decent.
decent, mate. Welcome to the Gallery Have It podcast. It's me, Phoebe McHugh. All right.
I remember when I got my first touchscreen phone though, and it was because now you have to have like the heat of your fingers to actually unlock your phone. But I had an LG Cookie.
Same.
You could prod it with a pen, and it would do it. It would take the So when I was texting in class, I used to put it in my pencil case and poke it with a pencil so I could text. But now you have to have the heat from your actual fingers.
So what do you girls want to see in the future? Well, how would you like, so we've discussed like how maybe sometimes online, especially, there's a bit of prejudice, there's a bit of discrimination between the guys, especially in game chat. Maybe not all the female protagonists are that sort of well formed. Or what would you like to see in the future? How would you like to see it improve? And how would you like to sort of inspire more girls to start playing games? Because
I wouldn't say that I wouldn't want the rivalry between boys and girls to disappear completely, because I think boys versus girls is forever a fantastic trope. I like going, oh yeah, I can beat you because I'm a woman.
I like
It was
going,
like
yes.
fun competition.
Yeah, I love how progressive like the world is now, but I think sometimes we do lose things such as boys versus girls. Like I love watching Friends and stuff because I'm like, oh, you don't get that kind of feeling of men versus women anymore. Do you know what I mean? I know you agree, but you're trying not to agree with your face.
No, I agree. I know what you're trying to say. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think of a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks.
no, but like, it's like New Girl.
Yeah. Like
Have you ever seen the show New Girl? And like, Schmidt
really
is the stay-at-home husband, and Cece is, the working girl.
Yeah, that's still like, again, that's nice and progressive, but they've still got that rivalry in the house.
They've still got the element of stinky girls and stinky boys.
Yeah.
that's what it is though. Like online games are competitive. They are. And even for obviously the boy game chats can be quite disgustingly gruesome.
Vulgar.
That's kind of just that. I guess that's kind of part of it, but it's finding a way to engage everyone who might want to be like part of that sort of community, isn't it? It's engaging and making it welcome for people who maybe feel a bit scared. Like some of you have said that it feels a bit intimidating if you go, not intimidating, but just like off-putting, just having these 14-year-old boys just being disgustingly vulgar in a Warzone chat. Just like, okay, look, I've got a girl, she's got a better kill death rate than me. Just
it's like just being like, because I've lived with JJ and Dom for a while, and like all this stuff, we have like great banter, like girl and guy banter, whatever. So it's like having that banter without actually making it about your gender. It's just being like, oh yeah, fuck off your shit, blah 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 blah, rather than be like, oh yeah, your shit because you're a girl. And it's like, why is that relevant?
I'm gonna murder your entire family.
Get out of the house. I'm sick of you, honestly.
Mom hates you, shut up.
Yeah, like not make it vulgar as in, oh, you're a woman, vagina, you're disgusting, do you want to fuck me? Just be like,
oh my god,
it happens.
Yeah,
it
it
happens. But just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat you, that kind of thing. Just take my gender away from it.
poo is the middle ground. Let's just all talk about poo as a bad thing. Like, oh shit.
Poo is a bad
You
thing.
eat shit. Ah. Right.
You shit.
I think that what I would like to see in the future, I think to a certain extent we're going in the right direction, because as we saw from the statistics earlier, especially like I think the best thing is choice. I think that having the choice to make a character that works for you is great. Obviously there are some games where that doesn't work, like The Witcher, where you're playing somebody's story, or like Red Dead as well, but it would be nice to see more women's stories like that. But when it comes to just other games like RPGs and stuff, I just think more options, more character creation, more choices. Just give us loads of choices. And that includes everyone then, because it's not just about men and women, it's about trans people, non-binary people, and everyone in between, and getting involved and feeling comfortable in the community.
I feel yes. I just want to say something about Cyberpunk. Right now, a lot of people are kind of disappointed because they say sorry, I'll just get the mic. Yeah. They say that the romance options are limited. Now, I don't think that's the case at all. I think they just have one romance option for every sort of combination or how you feel. So there is a romance option for if you are feminine body and feminine genitals, and there is an option for male body, feminine genitals, and stuff like that. There are options for every sexuality
Mm.
rather than the male option, the female option, or here's 3 girls you can get with, and here's 2 guys you can get with, which is usually tends to be the case in a lot of video games, I always think.
Yeah.
At the same time as well, you have to kind of ask yourself, where do you draw the line with things like that, like animations wise, graphics wise, coding wise? Do you know what I mean?
Never.
Yeah.
Just keep going. I love it. Have you guys seen the McElroy brothers doing what is it called? Monster Factory, where they just create the weirdest stuff on character creation, and I love that. Like, I will absolutely play as some kind of horrible monster, but also it gives people who actually identify as other genders to play as themselves, which I just
Thought
love.
you were going to say identify as monsters then, and I was like,
Yes.
I identify as a monster. I think it's like why do we play games? We play games because it's our like free time, it's our leisure, it's like a fun thing we do. So being able to escape into those different worlds, into different bodies, like I play Pokemon playthroughs as a female character just because it's fun. Like I don't give a shit. Like if you do struggle in your like normal life to express yourself, you can express yourself in these games really easily. Playing female characters, male characters, whatever characters, a fucking bandicoot, a dragon, like that's what it is. We're here to have fun. That's the reason. And fun in a safe environment where you can kill characters or whatever, or collect rings.
kill boys.
Where you can shoot boys.
Would be
or
where I
stab
obviously
boys.
like that would be the obvious place to start fixing things, would be the safety of online gaming. I think with the, like Phoebe and Michelle already said about having bad experiences with online like voice chats, I've never even tried it because, quite frankly, I want to keep my DBS, and I think threatening 14-year-olds online is not the way to go about that.
We've had some really positive experiences on that as well, though. Like,
Yeah,
on the
we've
flip
had
side,
some laughs.
yeah, we've had some laughs, like people going, oh wait, we were playing a game, and Michelle spoke on the chat, and somebody went, are you another girl? And like, we're two.
Yeah. I abandoned our teammate, and this guy went, oh, thanks, teammate. And I was like, I'm sorry, it was better you than me. And he went, babe, there's another girl in the group chat.
And we were like, there's actually 2.
That's amazing.
And then they hoarded us with friend requests, and we were like,
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
Makes
I love
sense.
that.
no, it's like, you know, when you've come on the voice chat right at the end, and you're like, oh no, I have to talk to you throughout the whole thing if I go in
Oh,
again.
but maybe she doesn't play with a lot of girls.
Oh, no,
She
this
wants to
was
play
her
with some
boyfriend.
girls.
thing is, it's not always a negative.
Mm.
Or when I was single, like, I would make conversation starters on how I play video games, and guys loved it. So for all you
Great
single
shout out
ladies out
line that.
there- all you single ladies out there, start playing games. Get on swipes on Tinder.
It's quite
yeah.
good. It's quite good as well, because I think so. I guess my family now.
Yeah.
We soon to be.
Seems to be.
We have these 2 cousins. Are they your cousins?
Yeah, my little cousin.
Cousins, Ellis and Belle, and I think through like representation of things, they liked Horizon Zero Dawn, didn't they? They like Fortnite
Yeah.
and stuff. Like,
Yeah. 'Cause
through-
there's a lot of female
and
stuff
I
in
just want to
Fortnite,
say
actually.
they are badasses, these 2 kids, and I think seeing things like that online, it makes it accessible for them to join video games, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they play with like all their female friends on Minecraft and Fortnite, and I know Fortnite to us is like really
Lame.
really lame, but actually
For younger
to their
kids.
generation, it's not just a boys game. It's so many
Yeah,
girls, young girls
Yeah.
are playing it. It's
Yeah.
great actually, and Ellis Campion the champion.
Champion the champion.
She's a kickboxing prodigy.
She a
essentially.
badass.
Yeah.
Mm.
She could break
Watch
niece-
out.
My
Mate.
niece is like
Oh.
11 years old and is a black belt in Taekwondo and could fully beat me up.
Can we get these 2 fighting each other?
Yeah,
So we're going to organize this right now. Can we get
Yeah.
Rachel's whatever and Phoebe's whoever it is, Campion
Well,
the
she was
champion? Let's have a fight.
She was fighting this Italian girl, and the the ref said to the people in the kind of circle said to her before, they were like, right, you got to be really careful because this girl's dirty. Like she will beat you up. Ellis is 12 years old. She was like, no, so it's fine. I'm gonna play a clean game. I always do. Yada yada. And she puts in so many like illegal hits on Ellis. And I've got to show you the video. It's so brilliant. But she gets in one last final illegal hit. And all of a sudden, all the lovely kickboxing form just goes out the window. And she grabs her shoulder and starts like thumping her stomach. And you're like, wow! She's got two like grown men pulling her back. It's incredible.
No, also like I feel like being able to game as a girl and then your boyfriend also being a gamer, I feel like you have more in common as well. Like, for example, over the last couple of months I was staying with my boyfriend. In the evenings, me and Phoebe would play, and then my boyfriend would play, and then his friends are like, oh, is it all right that you're gaming while Michelle's over? And they're like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, she's gaming too. So it's like quite chill. You guys have your own space, but you're still together. You have that common ground and everything. It's really cool.
It's
Definitely.
nice.
Yeah, I'm actually more of a gamer than my boyfriend is. He plays a little bit. He like played Skyrim and stuff, but he's not a massive gamer.
Yeah.
But it is nice to just kind of sit and do your separate things and in the same room.
Yeah.
And I used to do that with something like Sims or Stardew Valley, basically because his computer's better than mine and I actually can play Sims on there. And I can't play on my own, so I'm like, it's nice to see you. I'm coming to stay for the weekend, but also just gonna play Sims for 8 hours. Cool.
I do that. Put World of Warcraft on my banger of the computer. If anybody would like to donate me a new one, my bank details are
my
put it in your what's it called
page.
for your wedding when you can send out gift requests.
But
Yeah.
our gift requests, we would like a gaming laptop.
Yes, oh yes.
If we're going request, we'll have a gaming PC.
No, we're asking for travel vouchers for our honeymoon.
Good luck with traveling.
No, this is in 2022.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Should be fine.
And I repeat,
Good luck with traveling.
Good luck with traveling.
Do we play video game date night?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so this
You're gonna
time.
have to explain it.
Okay, right. Okay, this time I will be a male video game character. Okay, and you, one of you,
Special.
will act as the approacher. I guess I don't know what is it. What is it, Adam?
Approachee.
Yeah, I will be the approached. Essentially, okay. Here's the backdrop for it. All right. All the male video game protagonists, we usually do this with female, and I'll play a female video game protagonist. They're sick of people being thirsty online. You know, Sonic characters getting pregnant left, right, and center. All over Rule 34, and they're a bit disgusted by it. Okay, so
Wouldn't we all be?
they've taken to the bar scene. Okay, your job is to talk to this boy. Okay. And figure out who he is in a real world situation.
Okay.
Right.
This is a video game character.
If
We
you
have to
need a
figure out who it
clue,
is.
if you need a clue from me,
It's kind of like
Okay.
20 questions.
all you have to do is say, "Oh, hang on, I've just seen my mate Jay. I'm gonna go say hello." This is set in a bar. It's a bit of improv, all right? Or if we think you need a hint, Adam, who is the bartender, will give you one, but he might not necessarily know who it is.
Yep.
Who's going to be the approachee?
We all are.
We're in a
gonna
feminist
be a
society.
big
horde.
old
It's a
Women can
horde
approach
attack.
man. It's no problem.
It's a foursome.
It's a three-way attack.
It's a three-way attack.
A triple battle.
Yeah.
It's a bit of role playing.
Bit of improv.
Okay.
Hello there. I'm Richardson Bartenderson, and do you like any drinks, ladies?
I'll have a blue balls on the rocks.
Perfect blue balls.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, I'll have a glass of your best matriarchy.
Oh, matriarchy, perfect. And finally,
I will have whatever he's having.
That's good.
Hey,
Oh.
What drink are you having?
a scotch.
absolutely fine. 2 scotches. There you go.
So where are you from originally?
San Diego.
I've never approached anyone in a bar. I don't know how to do this.
This is exactly what Adam is like. He just has no idea. It's hello.
That's an interesting.
Hello.
Short back and sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty normal.
Were you in the army?
It's got a bit of military background. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was in prison for a while.
Oh.
Ugh,
Any particular
bye.
reason? What for?
Feathery.
Feathery.
How old are you?
Now? 45?
No, like 4 years ago.
Have you ever been to space, sir?
No, never been to space. Been to some interesting places, but never space.
What's the most interesting place you've been to?
Oh. City of Gold. The whole Mayans thing. When I went to the West Indies, my job takes me all kinds of places.
Did you see that with your eagle eye?
No.
Thought it was Ezio.
I think if it was Ezio, he'd be talking like this.
Okay, all right.
Eat a
Give
bit
it away
talking. I like
straight away.
this.
It is me, Ezio Auditore, bibbidi-bobbidi-bobbidi.
What would
Well, me and Ezio have a little bit in common. I guess we both climb.
It's a climb.
What?
Are you away?
Is there
Is it Miley Cyrus?
Are there any films about you in the future?
What movies?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're making one.
Are you Nathan from Uncharted?
Nice to meet you.
Oh, I would have known.
I haven't played that game, so I just.
I've never
What?
played it.
You there.
Played Uncharted.
As soon as you said climbing, I was like, are you Tom Holland?
Nolan North. Excuse me. Ladies, is there anything you want to say for the end?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I hope that this is good. I've never really podcasted much
No.
before.
Well, we will probably bring you back on at some point. Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think Rachel is booked for whenever we can do a D&D episode and actually do a proper
Yes.
campaign and shit. Rachel's booked for that. Michelle has been doing our lovely Instagram and stuff like that. So check that out. And Phoebe
Your
is
virtual assistant.
Yeah,
Check
Michelle-
her out at
Michelle, do you wanna-
michellefoster.va.
Yeah,
Like-
michellefoster.va.
Yep.
If anybody is interested in that sort of thing.
and Phoebe is still, I repeat, still putting up with this imbecile right next to her.
I don't know about putting. I think I'm putting up with her after that God of War comment, to be honest.
I will probably be back for their wedding special.
Ooh.
Yeah. Rachel, I will see you next week when we record for 1 in 20.
Yeah, we're doing a fairy tale one shot, and I have no idea what it's about. And
I'm gonna play a
literally am
sexy
so
witch.
underprepared. Yeah, you are. JJ's
Yeah.
playing super sexy witch.
Mavis
I'm
Trevefan is
playing
going
a,
to be in our campaign on this channel. But yes.
Nervous.
Artemisia Hecate.
I'm playing a Tabaxi barbarian. We're going full
Oh,
INS.
dude, we are full going opposites. Because usually I go for something like a barbarian.
Yeah.
I like the whole non-magic user in a magical world.
Trying to go for something I don't usually do. So I'm going for a lioness because they are so badass.
Badass.
Badass. Incredible. Thank you
think,
guys for being here today. It's been so
Thanks
lovely
for
to hear you guys chat.
Josh isn't here, so we haven't had a fucking your dad joke. So we need
All right.
Who's got one to finish?
Knock,
yeah.
knock.
Who's that?
Who's that?
JJ's dad. I've already fucked him.
The end. Goodbye. See you next week,
Baby's
guys.
dad.
Oh, the cake to you. Thank you for listening to the Bro You Haven't podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BroYouHaven'tPod for updates on future episodes and more. If you like this week's episode, you can catch our other episodes on Spotify, Acast, and YouTube. On behalf of myself, Adam, and Josh, have a lovely week. Goodbye.